within the blood.
All right, let's see if I got this set up right.
The only sound left is this steady
Better.
drip.
Okay. So, hey everyone. So it's been like 2 weeks, I think, since I streamed, and the reason for that is because iPad, don't go to sleep. Is because last week we had a snowstorm where I live, so I wasn't able to do anything that week. I was shoveling snow, things like that. Uh, this week we had another snowstorm, but I just finished my shoveling and had a shower. My hair is still a bit wet. Sorry about that, but yeah. So here we are. Time to do the final stream from me of the year. So yeah, anybody who's watching, I see there's quite a few people here. Let me know, how you're doing. How things have been for you over your break or whatever. So I'm on break for quite a bit still. I gotta fix this. Quite a bit still, yeah. Sorry, I'm messing with some stuff in OBS for a moment that I'm noticing. There we go. Better. Okay, yeah. Fix that. All right, yeah. So, hey everyone. How's it going? So I figured, I had a couple of things lined up for the past few weeks. Some stuff with XD and Figma, some stuff with Adobe Animate, and some sort of procedural code stuff to generate snowflakes and things like that. But, honestly, it's hard to kind of focus on some of that stuff and get it all together when you've got all the holiday stuff going around. So I figure I would at least get this one in and close out 2022 with at least something going on. So I chose Fresco because Fresco is kind of what I always go to when I don't want to feel stressed about things. I don't want to feel like I have to really get something together in a very orderly way, very constructive way, that I can just sort of create and do something, and it is whatever kind of happens, right? So I was thinking, originally I was like, let's do some snow because it's winter. I just got dumped on with snow. We got well over a foot of snow, and it's super wet snow too. So it's like what we usually see here. So I'm in the Colorado area, and we usually see snow like this, really wet, heavy snow in March and April and May. But we rarely get something like this in December. But here we are. So let's start off with some watercolors here instead of Fresco. I'm going to go into my live brushes. I remember, there we go. Watercolors. And I tend to go with this one right here as a starter, watercolor wash soft, and then just make some changes to it. So right now we're laying down black. One thing that's really cool after a storm, at least in Colorado, you have a big snowstorm, and the sky, I was gonna say the background, but that's not the case in real life, is it? The sky is just this really light blue. It's almost like white in some parts, but it's not clouds. It's actually just I don't know if it's because we have so much snow and they're interplaying and everything, right? But it's really cool. So I'm going to try to replicate some of that here with a basic wash. So I'm going to grab a nice blue. And yeah, like I'm saying, it's a very light blue. It's kind of like that. Maybe even lighter. It's an icy blue, and that's what I'm going for. So I got my icy blue. Got my brush settings here. Water flows at 66. Let's pull it up to 77. And then you can always test things out in this little thing here. You can see I'm testing it out with my pencil here just to see sort of like how the water flows. And it's looking pretty good to me. You know, I've done enough stuff in Fresco at this point where, you know, I can usually kind of get it as we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with this. So, the only other thing is the size. So let's bring it up quite a bit. And then just start painting. So, you know, the way the sky is, you've got, you know, it's almost always a gradient. And when I create backgrounds in, like, you know, Adobe Animate for projects, things like that, I always tend to just put like a big square, have a nice gradient fill across it. And, you know, it's the sort of thing you can do here. You can always step through with the watercolors and, like, you know, change things gradually from blue to white. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to do. I'm just going to lighten it up every few strokes as I wash across the thing. Just kind of see how things sort of look, you know? Blue up top there. And again, lighten this up. And as we go down, I want it to get almost completely white toward the bottom. Something like that. And one thing you got to be careful of inside of Fresco, especially when you're dealing with the live brushes and watercolors, is you can probably see it right here. You get like an oversaturation, I guess, an overindulgence of the water in your brush, and it sort of splooges things out a little bit, which isn't the best. It's not exactly what we want for a nice gradient, right? Anyhow, I do hope everybody's having a good break. And I apologize if anybody was here last week and wasn't able to catch my stream since I didn't have one because of the snow. But this week, I wasn't able to do it at my regular time. But what are we, like 2 hours out? Yeah, so I'm kind of 2 hours late here. That's all right. So notice this is a particular layer. I'm going to add a new layer right up top there, above the layer, to do anything else because, you know, I want to retain the sky as its own sort of unique element within my work here. The next thing I would probably do is create some sort of horizon, some sort of foreground, something of that nature. So let's go ahead and pick out some additional colors. And I'm going to stick with watercolors here. I'm just going to make this completely watercolor. Sometimes I do things like combine watercolor and ink. And sometimes watercolor and pixel brushes, but let's just keep it like this. And of course, with snow, right? You've got what am I trying to say? You know, you don't have like nice green hills and things like that with snow because they're covered in snow. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our water down a bit, size down a bit as well. Take the flow up and the water flow down. And of course, as mentioned, we can always play with it here. And well, let's take it all the way up. That's better. So I don't want the flow as controlled by the pressure, right? I want it to always be a bit thick. So you can go in and change that, you know? Which is fun. So let's see. I'm trying to imagine in my mind like what this scene looks like, you know? It can be a little funny. Because I didn't really have a scene picked out in mind before I came in here. I'm just like, I gotta do a stream. And I gotta do it pretty quick. So I'm gonna choose Fresco, and I'm gonna do a little painting. So I'm gonna let the painting inform exactly what I'm doing. We'll just kind of see what comes of it. Take. Oopsie. Slow down a bit here. That's very thick right now, you know? And it's kind of the same sort of thing. Like, I'm gonna add another layer in between these hills. And what we've got going on here. That looks pretty desolate, doesn't it? Maybe put some trees in. Of course, winter, so the trees are dead. So, I don't know. I mean, if I'm putting trees in, watercolor is going to be hard to do that. I might want to do some kind of inking, some kind of pixel stuff. Let's do that. And yeah, I just said I wasn't going to do that. But, hey. You know, you have to sort of adapt to whatever you got going on, right? Choose some blotty ink. It's pretty good. I want it to be very dark. Not quite black, of course. Very dark. Now, you can see here you can control the size jitter. Yeah, it's alright. It's good. But that's a little too dark. Still. There we are. Now, just a matter of just inking these things out, right? So, figuring out where these little trees and things need to go. And of course, in something like this, right, you can spend quite a bit of time going through and placing, right, all these little trees and things across your landscape, you know? So this can take some time. And you know, I like doing the fresco stuff during my live streams, like I'm doing right now. I like doing it, but it is a little problematic because work like this, you know, can take different directions. And if I go through and populate this entire landscape with these little trees, right? Ooh, what the heck? With these little trees, I can certainly spend a lot more time than I'm willing to actually stream today, right? Which is not what we want to have happen. So maybe I'll just work this to a certain point, and then we just sort of call it, you know? Just say, see you later, 2022. So, I hope the year was okay for everyone. Oopsie. I just destroyed that tree. I hope it was okay for most of you. 2022 is pretty good for me. Got a lot done for sure. I've got 3 books in some stage of development. One, the one you see way up top there, the Creative Cloud Classroom in a Book. I actually just got my print copies in the mail, my author copies, the other day. Christmas Eve, actually, which was fun. The one below that, it's probably going to receive a new title. Right now, it's Adobe Animate 2023 for creative professionals. It's most likely going to be renamed to Mastering Adobe Animate 2023. But that's fine. The original book was called... that's a shitty tree. Let's just get rid of it. The original book was called Mastering Adobe Animate 2021. And we changed the name for the second edition to Creative Professionals, but apparently a lot of people don't understand what that means. People get what mastering is. Tackle the subject, master it. When it comes to creative professionals, I guess it's like a little off-putting for some people. Where they're like, I don't know if I'm a creative professional. I don't know if this means me. And honestly, just about every book that I have, you know, kind of assumes that you don't really know a whole lot about what we're covering. We usually start off very, very fundamental way. Hello, Noman. How are you? I just saw that you are saying hello. And I'm like, oh gosh, it's going to take forever to fill this up with trees. Damn. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. But that's okay. This is more for the process and just having a final stream at the end of the year than it is about anything else, really. You know, so do they must have a copy-paste kind of deal inside of Fresco by now, right? I'm just like, I could copy-paste all these little trees, right? Lasso. Can I make, inside of Fresco, does Fresco have symbols? Because that would solve my problem. If Fresco had symbols, I could create a symbol out of this. Not seeing anything like that. Create a symbol, and you know, just paste it like a stamp. Fresco does not have stamps? You gotta be kidding me. Hold on. What is this? Oh no, look at that. That's something. Now, where did that come from? Shapes. Right. See, I'm learning things as we go through here, right? Let's just... where's my trees again? Set as reference. That's not what I want. If I open this shapes thing here, can I add shapes? I must be able to. Come on. Discover new shapes. That's not what I want, guys. Gosh. So I think what I would probably have to do... is probably just like bring this into Photoshop, right? And create an actual brush inside of Photoshop and then use that brush inside of Fresco, right? But gosh, Fresco should have a way to have defined shapes, right? Or stamps or whatever they want to call them. I'm gonna do a quick Google search. Because that seems like something kind of fundamental. I don't know. Let's see. And you can't see what I'm searching for because it's on my other screen. Adobe Fresco. Use selection. As stroke? Yeah, that'd be great. Please. Let's see what HelpX has for me here. Nope, that is not what I'm looking for. Darn it. Yeah, I'm guessing it probably doesn't have this sort of thing. Make your impression, Adobe Fresco. Yeah, you can capture. Yes, I know that. Well. Okay, I guess they still need to work on that. That's okay. Noman, I see your comments here. I'm glad you're good, and thank you. So I suppose we do like copy and paste, right? So we've at least got that. So I've got my selection. If I go to my transform tool, well, nope. Can't really do that there either. So we've got also magic on paint selection. Paint selection. What's the difference here between this guy and that guy, right? What do we do? More. I mean, I suppose I can copy layers. I've done this before, right? So you just copy layers and stop. So I got my layer with the trees, right? So I can click on new layer. I can say, oops, not new layer. I can say, what is it? Duplicate layer and the ellipse here. Where the hell is it? Duplicate layer, there we go. Or I can copy layer. There we go, copy layer. And I would like to deselect what I have going on here. Just deselect that. So I got this guy. Let's go ahead and paste layer, yeah. I did a copy layer. I would assume I could paste the layer. There we go, paste layer. There we go. So yeah, I don't have the ability to brush, but this will do for me, you know? And it's nice that they do bring up the transform controls around everything. So as I go through and paste, if I want, I can always make some of these bigger, right? Those guys along the side there. Yes, that's fine, friend. And of course, if you go over like that, negative 40, now we've got trees that look quite a bit different than the originals. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna work, even though, gosh, I wish there was a symbol kind of feature inside of Fresco, you know? It's interesting because I go into Fresco like, you know, every few months, really. I go into Fresco, and that's kind of when I pick up on any changes that go into Fresco, you know? So anything that's actually like Adobe's added to it, anything that's sort of like new, that's when I pick up on it, is when I do streams like these. Or when I just go in and just start messing with stuff, right? So something I would love to do is paste multiple sets of these guys too. That'd be pretty good. But Adobe says, nope. Adobe says no. It's like, come on, Adobe, would you please? So something else you could do, of course, we'd have to figure out which ones these are, because there are multiples of these guys now, but you know, we could select like all these things. No. You know, merge them all down. make a selection, paste like 15 trees. It would work. Oh, we've got select multiple here. Duplicate layer, paste layer. Well, that's just fun. Yeah, but we got a lot of snow. We really did. Which is fun. So I'm gonna copy this layer as a new layer and just paste with that. I think it's funny that basically I'm just doing like this like random copy paste job on here instead of like oops, hey, knock that off. Buddy. Nope. No, buddy. Cancel lasso. Yeah.
You think this to be a joke?
Instead of having so usually in Fresco they do have a little what's new kind of thing.
What?
But I think that's on the home screen and not quite inside of the documents, you know, where I am right now and everything. So, you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, one of the things that is nice to do no matter what you're working in, can I please drag this? My goodness. No matter what you're working in, hello. Hello. Hi. Oh my gosh, why can't I drag this? There we go. What am I trying to say? Yeah, one of the nice things is the ability to make changes, you know, make decisions around to work within restrictions is the best way to say it, right? Oh, that's not what I want. Make a clipping mask for me. I want to just merge my layers here. There we go. Merge selected. So now I have this cluster right here, right? And it's its own thing. So if I copy this guy, it means I can paste it too, right? And there, oh, it's the wrong one.
So far from me now.
Yeah, so I've gone from painting, whatever the heck this is. Copy and paste. Jazz here. One thing I do want to do is just darken these quite a bit. So I'm going to select multiple. Really choose just about all of these that are up top here. Multiply works. Well, let's color burn, and let's also take that opacity to fade in. Ah. There we go. There's those guys right there.
Cries of anguish.
Yeah. So. Fun. Okay.
Of utter despair.
I'm feeling like this is, I don't know, kind of done.
And how I would press them to my
I want it to be a bit bleak, a bit a very, very heavy winter, right?
frozen bite.
So I think it's done. Let's go ahead and share this. This is a short stream. It was only 30 minutes. But that is just fine because we're all on break. I'm on break. And clicky share. Clicky, 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 clicky. Publish and export. Yeah, that's fun. Look at that. Pretty barren. I wouldn't want to be there. Behance project. Oh shoot, I didn't give it a name. Did I? Ugh. Let's close this. Let's give it a proper Wait, no. Keep editing. Oh, hey. Oh, there we go. Hey. We want to do show keyboard. There's my keyboard. Look at that. E. Okay. So we're gonna Oopsie. Okay, name my project. Bleak. Awesome. Publish. There he goes at the Behance. And boom. Work is live. That is absolutely one of the things I really like about Fresco, is the ability to just publish straight to Behance, right? From Fresco itself. That's great. So yeah. My hair is still wet. Gosh. Yeah, so there's a bleak midwinter scene for everyone. On this snowy day in Colorado, from my area of the world to yours. And in closing out my 2022 year, 2022 wasn't bad, considering a lot of the stuff that we've all been through the past few years, right? Pandemic. But here's looking to 2023. Right on. Thanks, everyone. See you all next year.